Hello and welcome to OWXL League. This is the champion tier tiebreaker. Comes from the very top of the league between Big Throws and Eternity eSports. And excited to get this game going for you. It's going to be a little bit different here, just to settle who will take the top spot in champion. A 5-round, just kind of brawl here on Lijiang Tower. Just best of 5, and whoever wins that will take home that first place seed going into the playoffs. I'm your host, Salt and Pepper, casting here with Raging Bull. Raging, how are you, man?
Dude, it's Saturday night. Let's go. Champion tier game. This is going to be legit. We have Ryu from Big Throws playing against Ryu from Eternity. It's like they're brothers brawling it out right now. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I actually don't know if there's a relationship there, but I will say that it's going to be interesting. This will settle out the seeds for the playoffs. Whoever takes first place will face Team 2K there in fourth. Imperial in third will play the loser of this game. We were saying before the game, maybe a little bit of a blessing in disguise for the loser of this game, because Team 2K, if whoever they play there at the top spot could really cause some problems. Team 2K coming in and already beating each of these teams pretty handily just in the 3 games they've played after taking over the 0-5 Atlas A record in week 6. So
dang,
yeah, really a lot to play for here in the champion tier. Excited for this game and the playoff games to come in the next weeks. So yeah, really excited to get this game started. I think we have both teams ready to go in the lobby. So without further ado, we'll get off to Lijiang Tower.
let's do it. I love starting on Lijiang Tower. A control map is awesome because it really dictates the pace of play for the rest of the game. And if either one of these two teams can take it, I look for them to finalize and win this matchup here.
Well, that's you're exactly right, because that's what's going to happen here. Just the single map, Lijiang Tower, kind of a short game probably, unless it goes to 5 rounds. We could have a little bit more to see here, but yeah, just whoever takes the best of 5 here will take the top spot. Interestingly enough, they have played control points back and forth, the two of them, in week 3. Dorado was the map. Big Throws took that map and then went to Nepal, and Oasis lost both 2-0 to Eternity. Then in week 6, when Nepal was the weekly map, went there first, then Eternity lost Nepal 2-0, opted for Oasis, and lost that 2-0 as well. So they're very familiar with each other on these control points, but they have not played Lijiang, so excited to see what they have on deck for us. And yeah, I like the Lunar New Year map for this game. Nice we get this on here.
Yeah, freaking love it. You know what's going to be super exciting? We got 10 seconds to talk about this real quick. The Champions tier, you're looking at GMs and top 500 players with a sprinkling of Masters players as well. So there's going to be high-octane gameplay coming in from both sides of this, and I'm very curious to know how these compositions are going to mimic what we see in the Overwatch, the professional league on PC, because this patch right now, sans the Sombra and the Mei changes, are currently being played. So do we see some Mercy? Do we not see some Mercy? Do we see a lot of Lucio, Moira, maybe some Zenyatta? I'm not quite sure, but this should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, looking on the right side here, Eternity coming out with a very traditional dive with Diva, Pharah, Tracer, Winston, and then Mercy and Lucio on the supports. Pretty similar on the other side. Expect Ashe there switching out to the Moira, Lucio for both sides with a little bit of speed coming in and looking to get those kills in early. Dirty Jockey here on the familiar Tracer, paired up with Porky on the Genji. It's been a deadly combo for that team, for Big Throws rather, just all season. Dirty Jockey looking to flank, finds support in the back, and it's already S3W9 here on Mercy halfway down, and could not find the health. Able to get the recall in. Dirty Jockey with full health leads Big Throws back into the fray. Control point opening up in 5 seconds or so, and with that Mercy down, you've got to expect Big Throws to be able to really make, kind of convert this into a take for them.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Like, I am so shocked that Mercy was not in the air with the Pharah. Like, she just got trapped alone, and for whatever reason, she's there. And Dirty Jockey, he is very talented on Tracer, top 500 Tracer, if I recall correctly, and he punished her to the ground. So very nice job by Big Throws right now to take this first point, and looks like they have the advantage.
Yeah, found some space in behind, and like an interior decorator, given the space, if you will work with it. Now diving back in, it's Spooth. Spook coming back in on the Winston, looking to get some kills, but Ryu gets Ryukin back the other way. Kobe and Cowboy taking its opposite out of mech, and it looks like Eternity will try and move into point. A good retreat here from Big Throws should help him galvanize just a little bit. The fight's still breaking out. Ultimates building on either side. Expect to see a few coming out quickly. Porky able to find that Mercy once more. And now with a Dragon Blade, could use it to finish up here. But it looks like Big Throws actually able to wrap up without the need of those ultimates. And they'll have probably all 6 before this next engagement.
You know, there was about 2-3 people down on Eternity eSports before that pulse bomb came out. I don't quite know why Ryukin from Eternity Esports on the red that you can see in your top right screen threw out that pulse bomb when the rest of his team was down. There's no way they were going to win that fight. They didn't have the numbers whatsoever. So for him to throw that down was a little bit curious, but you can see now he already has that 49%. And I expect a rocket barrage to come in from behind anytime. And there comes the sound barrier coming in by the Lucio coming from the Eternity Esports. And a rocket barrage coming in does pick off the Diva, and however, that Pharah does get slain by the Genji. So lots of hot action happening on the point right now, and it looks like Big Throws will maintain control of it here on this third team fight.
Yeah, Sola's switching now off the Genji off the Pharah going to a Genji, looking to kind of compete with Porky down here on the other side. Yeah, Ryukin again using the pulse bomb there to take down Porky. We'll see if they get the respawns in to build on that kill. But now 91% for Big Throws. They've held on to this point very well so far throughout this match. And now Eternity kind of scrambling to get back onto the point and maybe take something out of this first round. Dirty Jockey again very close to a pulse bomb. Comfy Nebula has the Diva bomb electrified with the sound barrier, and they've been using their ultimates really well up to this point. Now in overtime, sound barrier coming out from electrified, just looking to keep Big Throws back on point and just bolstered. Sartua caught out again, and once more this flanker's able to find the Mercy all too easily. A self-destruct coming through won't quite catch anyone, but Dirty Jockey able to land the pulse bomb, and it's starting to look like Big Throws will wrap up these kills.
No doubt. Dirty Jockey taking out that Diva as well as that Mercy. Very nice shot by him. And Porky squeals the opposition, taking out that Winston. So nice job by Porky for Big Throws. And it looks like Big Throws is going to control this first point. And there's a little contention happening by Lucio, but I expect him to go down fairly quickly. And this will go to Big Throws here.
Yeah, an admirable stall for Soul that's able to get quite a bit of his members back on point. But again, they're just trying to get in as quickly as possible. The blade here from Porky able to grab a couple stragglers still coming back in. Spookoff finally drops. Control point goes down and off to the first in this best of 5. Big Throws taking that very dominantly.
Everybody get a fire extinguisher, my goodness, because we're all going to need one to put out Big Throws. All 6 of those members were on fire. Boy, they did show it.
Yeah, impressive start for them. Looks like a lot of positives from that first match. And I don't think, did Trinity have any of the percentage at that point?
No, it was a hundo nothing.
Yes, we'll see if maybe that's just nerves creeping in for them. Eternity has come through and had some very competitive games throughout the season, but played really well and obviously tied here for first. So we'll see if they can respond here. Definitely going down 2 games to none would be very difficult. But it kind of harkens back to comp from a few seasons ago before that change came in, where you play those 5-round control point maps and
certainly
it could just be a grind, like a 25-minute grind in some of those games. So
that was so much fun.
Yeah, losing was not always so much fun. And once again, Sartua going down immediately. Just the dive coming through, catching that Mercy in a tough spot, and they won't have that healing. I think that's really been the biggest difference maker for Big Throws up to this point. And Eternity really needs to protect their supports a little bit better, but now Winston's falling down for both sides. It will be Eternity actually starting to get some kills. Bumbles and Solus both getting in the feed to wrap up a couple. And now Big Throws maybe seeing if they can push on, but Eternity starting to earn the percentage to answer back the point previously earned by Big Throws.
Genji Blade coming out so quickly. Holy smokes, look at that. Chopping down the opposition, and he doesn't catch the Mercy on the back there. Sorry to cut you off, Soul, but that was pretty big there for a second.
No, you're exactly right, and able to get a mech back here. Kobe and Cowboy on the edge. It won't be enough. The Dragon Blade, they're able to catch a couple, but yeah, Eternity still with the numbers on the point to wrap up this engagement. It's going to be Comfy Nebula finally falling. The meter will continue ticking up for them. Eternity starts to earn some actual percentage on the point. 4 in territory for them up to this point.
Wow, Eternity playing angry right now. As you can see, they are playing a little bit better as a team, and they are picking off who they need to pick off. I'm kind of surprised that they have stuck with the Mercy for so long. I would have liked to have seen a Zenyatta or a Moira, but what do I know? I'm only a Diamond player, and these guys are GMs, and my goodness, they're showing their strength right now.
Yeah, I think it will just be somebody have an appeal for that support to make sure that Mercy doesn't get caught out. But now it's a Soulless Dragon Blade coming back in as soon as Big Throws comes back into engage at this point, but getting healed up pretty well. It's just be 1 kill for them. Still starting to get the kills. Ryukin and Spookoff getting in the feed as well. A couple ultimates out for Eternity, but they'll continue wrapping up players here and hold on to the point a little bit longer.
Wow, nice job. And as you can see, some of the players from Eternity jumping off the map to reset. So good job by them to recognize that they need to regroup, and with Big Throws down, they have the time to do that.
Yeah, it'll be pretty even in the ult economy coming back in this next engagement. Looks like it'll be maybe 3 ults for Big Throws. I think Porky now switching off the Genji to a Reaper. See if we get
Nice.
a little bit more damage in, but it's still 3 ultimates for the other side. At 4 rather, Copenhagen Cowboy with the self-destruct. Ryukin looking for this pulse bomb, but now it's a Valkyrie coming through from Zaratua as a support ultimate comes out from the other side. Ash with the Coalescence on the Moira. Primal Rage from Ryukin, looking to spread out this Eternity team on the point, but now they're up to 77%, and no one's really falling so far, but yeah, now they're also really starting to come out.
Yeah, lots of things happening on the point right now. I've seen probably 4 or 5 ults happening, but there's only been just a very few picks actually occur. They're changing the tide. Porky does take out 1 and 2, and Ryukin does answer by demeching the D.Va as well as the Lucio, and Ryukin finishing off that D.Va, doing a nice job, and Solus picking off the opposition in big throws, taking both the Reaper and the Moira down. Nice job by Solus for Eternity Esports there, and it looks like they're going to take this one. Woo! We got a match, boys. Let's go.
Yeah, fantastic response there from Eternity to answer one back, and yeah, excited to see what they have for us coming into round 3. So let's there with Clutch Dragon Blade to cut off quite a few there at the end, and get tied up 1-1 on Lijiang.
Now we go inside. Now, what we didn't see there was a Pharah that was coming out by Eternity Esports, and I think they recognized that the Pharah was not going to work for them, and so based off the first map, even though that map had much more potential for booping players off, but you can see Eternity Esports, they started to adjust as soon as they lost that first point. They played angry the second point, and it is on.
Yeah, interesting switches coming through from Big Throws, completely changing their comp, going quad tank with the Moira Lucio. And I like the flexibility from them, looking to catch Eternity off guard, but a lot of damage coming through on the other side, with Ryukin going on the Junkrat, looking to get through that way, and as R2 maybe get some sleeps and disrupt this attack as they come into engage point. Very aggressive Reinhardt from Copenhagen Cowboy seems to be down, a little bit low on health, but his healer's there to get him back and bolstered. Control point opening here in about 9 seconds or so, and Big Throw starts to pivot to point as Copenhagen does finally fall. Dirty Jockey relentlessly going after that Reinhardt, finally catching him with that shield down, and now as they continue to push, the control point will open up for Big Throws. And I like the flexibility again from that comp coming out and asserting themselves, getting the kills they needed, and pushing back Eternity pretty easily.
Yeah, very nice job by Big Throws to really throw off the opposing team. You know, I'm sure that Eternity was not expecting a quad tank meta or a quad tank team to come and face them, but you know, Eternity does need to adjust. They need to pull out a Reaper here. They have the Junkrat. They need to pull the Reaper. They do have an Ana as well. Ana does help a little bit here to negate the healing, and I think that's a very nice pick by Zaratua. So we'll see how this turns around here for them if it does.
I'm a little surprised by the lethargic reaction, maybe looking to build up some ultimates before they decide to switch up that comp. And but still Solus here with a Dragon Blade. It's been sound barriers on both sides from these Lucios, just looking to keep their teams alive. The grab now coming through, and Porky's going to Solus going in to try and combine on Porky. Looks like Eternity will be able to wrap up this point should the kills continue going this direction.
Wow, very nice job. Eternity Esports just coming in comprehensively. But you know what? It looks like Big Throws, they have lots of answers to happen. Dirty Jockey just going whole hog on the point, takes off that Junkrat. Nice job by Dirty Jockey. But he does get answered by the Genji Blade. So Solus just slicing and dicing through the opposition to take out Dirty Jockey. And we'll see if Eternity Esports can pick up this point.
Solus still in a tough spot, though. He saw long enough for the rest of his team to come back, and now it's a nano boost going in on Copenhagen Cowboy. Wasted, however, is that Reinhardt falls, still Big Throws defending well. It looks like they will continue wrapping up the kills on Eternity Esports. And if you're Eternity, kind of in a tough spot now, it's 2 ultimates for your opposition, and sitting there with not a lot to work with. Ryukin close to a Riptire, and they're trying to change their comp up just a little bit, but not a lot of time to work with here. And 90% on the control point means they really don't have time to deliberate.
No doubt. They need to start pushing in a little bit harder as a team. Just stay together, guys. Just stay together. I think that's been the most problem right now. And then you can see the Moira ult coming out from Big Throws. It should take out a couple players. Dirty Jockey does demech Copenhagen Cowboy. Copenhagen trying to ride it out as long as he can, but he does get picked off by the opposing D.Va. There comes the sound barrier in for Eternity Esports. Let's see if they can hold on to this point. They're trying as best as they can, but to me, it looks like Big Throws has this fairly pretty clearly.
Yeah, it looks like they are wrapping up the kills, still with ults to spare. Porky with a Graviton who used it here to try and collect any last remaining members, but it won't matter anyway, able to wrap up there. And yeah, solid win from Big Throws, a good reaction. And again, I think it was the change in that team comp and a slow reaction from Eternity Esports that gave them that win.
Yeah, absolutely. Eternity Esports, they did look sluggish. I do certainly agree with you there. And it looks like we're going to a fourth. Is that right here, Sultan?
Yes, that's what I've been saying. It's just
Say
a
it again.
single map
Say it
Lijiang.
again.
It's best of 5. Whoever wins. So if Big Throws wins this match, they'll take first place in champion. If they win this
Right.
round on Lijiang, and Eternity Esports looking to answer back and force the 5th to take that top spot.
Let's see if Eternity comes back and plays with a vengeance like they did the first or the second map after they got slapped around the first map. So they got slapped around the third map as well. See if they can come back and show them what they're about.
It's a fair here for Solus looking to change up their comp as well. Spook Off May going on the Winston, a little bit of a dive from them as Copenhagen Cowboy again on the Diva. And more traditional going back to their, I believe the comp they had on this map previously for Big Throws. Looking to get the damage in, Porky already falling there via the rockets from Solus that Pharah starting to pan out for them. It's a low Diva as Comfy Nebula looks to get away and find some help. But still getting damage in. However, it's Big Throws on the point. No one from Eternity really contesting just yet. It is opening up, and Big Throws has some of the kills here, I think, to move into point. But yeah, nobody taking control just yet.
Yeah, Big Throws, it looks like they may need to switch on to a hit scan because this Pharah is starting to wreck them a little bit. They are giving them quite the distraction and putting some pressure on there. Unfortunately, it hasn't completely panned off yet because Big Throws is still seeing her and staying alive. So it's been a good job by Big Throws to stay alive with all this pressure coming on. But you know what? Eternity Esports is really pressing here.
Yeah, and a lot of ultimates out actually for both sides. Control point still hasn't been taken. But now Eternity looks like maybe starting to wrap it up here, finally getting the kills they needed, and that will be a cap for them. In what was a very long opening round, a lot of ults coming out. Solus here with a Rocket Barrage and very close to 6 ultimates for this next fight. Eternity in a very good spot to hold on to this point, and they'll just need to be efficient about their ultimate usage. Will be ults on the other side though, so we'll have to be aware of that. And it was Big Throws using a couple in that last fight, but not able to quite make the most of them, losing the point regardless. So now Ryu can already start to get the kills in. Solus grabs one on Ashe, and immediately Eternity with the advantage. And it's going to be a retreat here from Big Throws.
Yeah, Ryukin doing a very nice job taking out the first 2 picks on that team fight, and Solus just keeping pressure into the sky. You know, I'm so shocked that Big Throws has not pulled out a McCree, a soldier, a hit scan character to help put pressure back on this Pharah. You know, that could be the bane of them if they don't start doing something here, because Eternity Esports is looking very nice on this 3rd or 4th map.
Yeah, and they may find that Pharah is the answer for them. I think the Big Throws just thinks that they can focus down targets elsewhere and not really have to worry about the Pharah and focus her down after the fact, but really causing a lot of issues and looking for an opportunity to Rocket Barrage here. Catches one, the Diva's able to get a little bit of that defense matrix out, and now Solus has to escape. Not quite able to get maybe as much damage as he would have wanted to, but still able to get a little bit too close to the attackers now, and could make it difficult for them. It's Comfy Nebula here with the self-destruct. Sorry to me to cut you off there, raging after you.
Yeah, man, go for it. Like, that Diva Bomb was huge to take out that Lucio. That Lucio was going to start keeping his team alive, but the Diva coming in from Copenhagen Cowboy does take him out. So, nice job there by Copenhagen Cowboy from Eternity Esports to really put the pressure on and get that first pick in that team fight.
Yeah, and speaking of putting the pressure on, it's now 91% for Eternity Esports trying to force this 5th map, and now Big Throws trying to just regroup as quickly as possible, but it is a Spook Off mate Primal Rage looking to push off a couple. They will get back in for the overtime. The control meter starts to tick up, but Eternity comes back to continue defending. It's a sound player coming up from Electrify just to keep Big Throws alive at the point while they continue to wrap up these kills. Porky gets one on Copenhagen Cowboy, which starts to look a little good for them, but now Solus answers one back on the support. Big Throws maybe with a little bit of the advantage, but Eternity starting to get some kills as well. The res coming through on Spook Off will keep him back up, and now a huge Death Blossom coming through on Porky, who gets 2 actually. Solus and Sartu are both falling, and could be the tip that maybe Big Throws needs to take this.
I don't know, man. Fumbles is doing a very nice job just staying alive up top as Lucio, really just contesting that point, allowing his team to come back. And as you can see, the Diva does come back there. So very nice job by Fumbles to keep alive on the point and keep it contested there. And and there comes a Rocket Barrage. Good Rocket Barrage coming in for some pressure, but does get picked off by Porky. And there you have it, folks. Eternity Esports with the answer. It's 2-2. On this best of 5 to take the top tier, the champions tier.
Yeah, all to play for now in the 5th round. Exciting to see that. You're exactly right. Fumbles able to stay alive without using that sound barrier. Didn't even need to use it, and was, but had it available, but didn't have to use that ultimate just to keep himself alive. And I think that was, you're exactly right, just a really solid play from him to stall out as long as possible in Eternity. Responding well in round 4 to tie it up. And really right down to the wire here in Champion. And that's kind of what you expect from teams that have been going back and forth between each other all season. So, man, excited for this game.
Yeah, for sure, man. What we see again is going to be the quad tank coming in from Big Throws with the Moira Lucio. Now, does Eternity Esports adjust? It looks like they sort of do. You've got both a Diva and a Winston, but you now have that Sombra. That Sombra has been buffed recently, and that's a good pick to come in to try and shut down some of these tanks. So we'll see how this comes out. And Solus does go wrap around and start to put pressure on there. And there's a huge team fight happening right now up top in the server room.
Yeah, and I do like the Sombra pick. Solus looking to get a little bit of damage in, but the tank's kind of zoning him out a little bit, not really letting him get too terribly close. And I think finally a successful hack comes through on the Diva, but still only 27% to that EMP. Control point starts to open up here. Big Throw's a little bit tighter here and starting to get the kills as Ash and Comfy take out the supports on the other side. And that may be an Eternity Esports retreat. We have to resign to the sideline there as their supports fall. And Big Throw's wrapping this up pretty cleanly.
No doubt, Ryukin doing the best they can to try and stay alive, but you know what? He does get staggered there. Solus does pick off Dirty Jockey. That's a huge pick, but man, Porky is just making Eternity Esports squeal right now. You know, just taking out that Mercy and a couple of the other players from there. And as you can see, here comes the Angry Monkey coming in from Spooky, just trying to stay alive as that Zarya ult did come down. So he's going to try and slap some people around and have the rest of his team back him up. Hopefully, Eternity Esports can take this right now because they are down 26% to nothing.
I think it might have been a well-timed bubble there from Porky because all we saw was the EMP come out, but then the grab from Porky immediately respond and trap the rest of Eternity and prevent them from getting a lot of that damage through. So I don't know if that was just like a well-timed just avoidance of that EMP or just a heads-up play there, but Porky really coming through in the clutch to help Big Throw stay on this point. Now 42% gone for them. Eternity starting to get a few of the kills though, and will just be an additional stall in the end, but still a good play there from that Zarya to be a heads up about the Sombra and expecting that EMP to come through even towards the end of that last fight. But now Eternity starting to really turn the screw. They put the Pulse Bomb through and Electrified drops. Comfy Nebula falls as well. So now Eternity will feel a little bit more comfortable, able to build a little bit more control percentage here before the next team fight. And Solus with another EMP will definitely make things interesting.
Yeah, exactly what I was about to say. That EMP that is about to drop is going to be massive. And you know, but the rest of the team needs to follow up though. We need to see something come out from Eternity Esports besides the EMP. And there comes the EMP. Does pick out, it looks like 4 or 5 of them. And now you can see Eternity Esports starts to push in a little bit, start to press, but you know what? Nobody's accounting for Comfy. Comfy has the Diva Bomb and they are there. And he is sneaking behind, and he does take out that Mercy. Big pick on the Mercy, but Souls does take out does take out the Lucio as well as the Reinhardt from Big Throws going down as well. So huge team fight happening right now on the point, and I don't know who it's going to go to.
And again, Porky able to come through the Graviton after the EMP and really avoid a lot of that damage and prevent the other team Eternity from following up on the ultimate coming through. Definitely a solid EMP, but just didn't quite pan out in a way that I think Eternity wanted it to.
Big slam.
Regardless, 70% now to another one, and we'll have it for this final team fight. But now, maybe a third of the point going the way of Big Throws, self-destruct coming through, making a couple. That's 2 Electrified and right, both falling, and taking Comfy Nebula out of mech. Means Eternity may be able to hold on to this point now. 76% gone for them, essentially coming back from behind here to tie it up 2-2 and looking to take this third game, or 5th game rather, and a very good opportunity to do so.
I'm super impressed right now by what Eternity Esports did. That Diva Bomb was absolutely clutch. The Reinhardt was getting shot from one direction. The Diva Bomb just was thrown behind him. There's too much chaos for the Reinhardt to really keep up, it appeared. But you know what they did do that was incorrect was they used that Sombra ult there, and I thought that was a little bit too late. Ryukin does throw out that Pulse Bomb, picking off Porky, making him squeal on the other side. Nice job by Ryukin. And now it looks like Eternity Esports has it looks like they're going to pick this up here. It's a 6v4 fight happening right now, and everybody is dropping like flies on Big Throws.
Yeah, that's a Dirty Jockey, Whole Hog trying to come out, but not quite able to connect with as much damage as they would like. Copenhagen with another fantastic double on that Diva Bomb. It's Comfy Nebula falling once more, Electrified dropping again. So close to a sound barrier. Fumbles could seal it here for Eternity, but that will do it. Eternity Esports takes the top of the champion tier. And first seed going to the playoffs.
Oh my gosh, dude, I need a shower after that one. There were some dirty plays happening there by Copenhagen Cowboy right there at the end. As you can see, it's going to be showcased right here, I guarantee it.
Yeah, clutch diva bombs, at least 2 doubles in that game, to really catch big throws off guard. And fantastic response to them falling here when the quad tank was going the other direction, but just within the span of 2 rounds, responding to that comp and adjusting well. So solid there from them. And yeah, congratulations to Eternity Esports for taking that round and first place in champion tier. We'll get some post-game thoughts and look ahead to intermission seed, or playoff seeds rather, after this intermission.
No doubt, let's go.
What a match from Eternity Esports and Big Throws. Definitely highly contested in the kind of games we expect to see at this tier, and we have seen all season. So congratulations again to Eternity. They will be playing Team 2K in the first round of the playoffs. That first seed now facing the 4th seed, and should be a really interesting game. I'm excited for that one. Big Throws facing off against Imperial, formerly known as Sevenfold. So very familiar with each other. A lot of the teams have played each other throughout the season, so excited for those playoff games coming up. If you missed the Dana DeFito Drunken Shibata Clan game from last night, you can go check it out on the archive. Playoff implications there is a lot to play for in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place spots. If you missed it, I don't want to spoil it for you, but definitely go and check that out. There's a lot of good content. But anyway, in this game, what did your post-game thoughts, Rachel? What did you see?
You know what? There was a lot of grinding from both sides here. We didn't really see too many huge plays there until the very end on the 5th map of Lijiang Tower. So it was a very good job by both teams. It went to 100-100 each time, I believe, until that 4th map, or until that 4th or 5th map came down. And then you could see sort of Eternity, they started picking up what Big Throws was doing. Big Throws didn't change what they did before. So Eternity did know what they adjusted a little bit more than what Big Throws did. And to me, that's what allowed Eternity to actually beat them on that 5th and final map.
Yeah, just good flexibility from them. And yeah, you're exactly right. A lot of big plays coming through, and those self-destruct from Copenhagen Cowboy definitely getting in the mix and helping. But fumbles, again, I think we mentioned on a lot of those, just the stall out play there from that Lucio.
Definitely.
Definitely. You see a lot of the DPS players get, the accolades for the big plays, but fumbles definitely getting in the mix there and staying alive, especially with it, how aggressively SAR2 was being focused down those first couple rounds. So again, all the way around, good response from Eternity, and a good win from them. We'll have the playoff schedule up on the website very quickly, very soon. Playoffs will start next week, so excited for that. Yeah, and there's still a lot more of the season left to go. A couple weeks of playoffs, All-Star game. Excited about all of it.
Heck yeah, dude. And then we have Season 4 coming up. Everybody needs to get hyped up about Season 4. This community is expanding so quickly, and it's going to be even more exciting in this upcoming season. So, I project maybe between 4 and 8 weeks away. So everybody should start getting their teams prepped up. Captains, submit your applications as soon as you can. We're starting to review those now. Yep. And you know what? Let's just have a good playoff run and get everything set up for the next season.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of that, that application is on the website, OWXleague.com. So if you want to be a captain, if you have a team already, we can get you information about getting your rosters to the admins. If you don't have a team, there's players joining every day. And so we can get you hooked up with some players and get you into one of our tiers. We'll have multiple tiers for multiple skill levels, and excited for the 4th season. We've grown from, I think it was probably about 120 people in the entire organization in Season 1 to now going into Season 4 with, I think, 450 or something like that. But just crazy expansion. We really love the community, and everybody's been just a huge part of making all this possible. So huge shout out to all the players out there. Just if you just watch the streams, we really appreciate that as well. So yeah, man, I'm excited. Playoffs on the horizon, and we'll be right here to bring it to you for the OWXL.
For sure, man. I'm pumped for the playoffs.
And dude, should be exciting. So yeah, that'll do it for us for the champions here for OWXL. I'm Raging Bull, I'm Salt and Pepper, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thrown behind him. There's too much chaos for the Reinhardt to really keep up, it appeared. But you know what they did do that was incorrect was they used that Sombra ult there, and I thought that was a little bit too late. Ryukin does throw out that pulse bomb, picking off Porky, making him squeal.